This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning, final day of the month, January 31st. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Wednesday, we're halfway through the week.
Certainly are.
Not bad. It was a night of promises and protests on Capitol Hill. President Trump's first State of the Union.
The president spoke about first-year successes and second-year goals. He called for a moment of unity and challenged lawmakers to fix a dangerously fractured immigration system. He also plans to keep open the U.S. prison on Guantanamo Bay, which reverses the Obama policy. Let's go live now to Capitol Hill and ABC's Serena Marshall.
This was on the economy, but he also spoke about immigration, infrastructure, and threats to national security. One thing he steered clear of, however, the ongoing Russia investigation.
The President of the United States.
Walking into a joint session of Congress, President Trump seeking to unify a divided country.
We all share the same home, the same heart, the same destiny, and the same great American flag.
In his first State of the Union, clocking in at nearly an hour and a half, the president focused on the economy, his signature legislative victory, tax reform.
This, in fact, is our new American moment.
His plans for fixing America's infrastructure.
America is a nation of builders.
And an offer of bipartisanship.
I am extending an open hand to work with members of both parties.
Something he will need to pass his 2018 priorities, like immigration reform. Most Democrats in the chamber not open to the president's message, at times remaining stoic.
I don't think there's anything he could have said that Democrats would have stood up for.
Several Democrats boycotted the speech. Democratic women in black, solidarity with the Me Too movement.
So I don't think the Democrats came away thinking that he really put out any kind of olive branch to them.
The Democratic response coming from Massachusetts Congressman Joe Kennedy, grandson of Bobby Kennedy.
This administration isn't just targeting the laws that protect us. They're targeting the very idea that we are all worthy of protection.
Pushing back on the president's picture of unity. As the president exited the chamber, he was caught on a hot mic saying 100% when asked by a fellow Republican if he planned to release that controversial GOP memo that alleges political bias at the FBI and Department of Justice. Live on Capitol Hill, Serena Marshall, ABC News.
All right, thanks, Serena. Senator Marco Rubio released a statement in favor of recommissioning Guantanamo Bay. This after President Trump signed an executive order reversing the Obama administration's policy of decommissioning it back in 2016. Now, in his statement, Rubio said that the president is right to reverse the decision of Obama because too many terrorists released from Guantanamo Bay have returned to fight against our country. Now, he added that going forward, he, quote, urges the administration to capture those former Guantanamo detainees that have been released and bring them to justice.
On to state politics now. The Florida House and Senate are taking steps to crack down on sexual harassment. A Senate committee passed a bill that would create new penalties for state officials as well as employees and candidates who commit sexual harassment. The House also released a similar plan. In the past few months, 2 high-ranking senators resigned due to issues involving sexual harassment.
Well, Joe Gruder's term in the State House isn't even up for another 9 months, but he already has some competition for his re-election. University of Tampa political science professor Liv Coleman announced yesterday that she is running for House District 73. Gruters is also the chairman of the Republican Party of Sarasota. Now, he is seeking a second term in office. He beat Democrat James Golden back in November of 2016.
All right, 5:04 right now. Time to turn to our good friend John Scalzi. Chilly out there, John.
Yes, it is. Yes, we have temperatures in the 40s today.
Yes.
45 degrees out there currently, so it certainly is a little nippy, I guess you could say, if you want to get out there and look at the big, bright, beautiful, full, super blue moon. I won't put blood moon in it because I don't think we're going to get a lot of the blood part of the moon here on the east coast of the United States. But it's still a beautiful sight to see out there. And we don't have a lot of cloud cover out there, so it's good news. Temperatures across the region are generally running much cooler than they were 24 hours ago by about 10 degrees. So it is a chilly start to the morning, no doubt about it. Area-wide, we have temperatures that are 45 in Sarasota. Bradenton coming in at 43. So is Parrish. Inland temperatures about the same, 44, 45 degrees. Venice coming in at 46, a little warmer there. As we head into the afternoon, I think we're going to see a fairly quick quick warm-up. By 3 o'clock this afternoon, we'll be at 70 degrees, so that's not too terribly bad. And as we head into the remainder of the week, things look pretty good in terms of a warm-up. Do we have a blip in the forecast coming our way over the weekend, though, in terms of some rain shower chances? We'll talk about that coming up in just a few.
All right, let's talk more about that moon right now.
Let's do that. Happening today. It's a phenomenon that hasn't been seen in more than 150 years. This morning, the super blue blood moon will be seen all across the area.
So we sent Marla Spence out to Bradenton Beach for more on this phenomenon. Marla, take it away.
Yes, Stephanie and Ray, like you said, it is a phenomenon that hasn't been seen in more than 150 years. That's a lot of years that it hasn't been seen. We have an expert here this morning here at Bradenton Beach to tell us more on this supermoon. Howard Hawkman with the Bishop Planetarium is here to join us live. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So tell us, what are we expected to see this morning? We have a live shot from out of NASA of that blue moon. What are people expected to see as people see that shot this morning?
They're going to see a brightly illuminated disk of a full moon. A blue moon is a full moon seen twice in one calendar month. It's a relatively rare occurrence, and so that's why you hear the phrase once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon. Yeah, I hear that phrase all the time, and now I understand the meaning of it.
Exactly. Yeah,
So,
nothing quite inherently blue about it. It's just it's a rare event, which is that it's just a full moon twice.
and so for our Suncoast residents, I'm sure they can't see this blue moon, this phenomenon, so we're giving them a live look of the NASA live stream. But what can they see right here on the Suncoast, and why is the beach one focal place where they can see it all happen?
Well, the beach is important because for us as Florida observers of the lunar eclipse this morning, the eclipse is going to be occurring at a very, very, very brief moment right before the rising of the sun as the moon sets into the west. And so being at the beach affords you a view all the way down to the horizon and capture the best possible view of the moon. For many observers, if you're going to be further inland, you'll have obstructions on the horizon, trees, buildings, things like that will prevent you from seeing the moon, because it's going to be very, very low. But if we were out west in California or Hawaii, they'd just look straight up into the sky and see the moon.
They'll see it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. And for you guys who are interested in taking a look at what this blue moon is all about, or also what's happening here at the beach, you can stream it live on NASA. We have those shots going in and out of our show this morning, so you can stay tuned right here on My Suncoast News for that look of that super blue moon. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, very nice. Thank you both. Let's check traffic right now back here on Earth. You'll see a little buildup as usual. It's only clear on 301 once in a blue moon, Stephanie.
Oh, well done, Ray.
There you go. Let's check farther south now into northern Sarasota County. You'll see there in 301 southbound around 10th Street. Issues. Also look at that accident already this morning. We'll click on that and find out more about that next update in 15 minutes. And South County all clear at 508. For the latest on traffic conditions and breaking news, you can go to our new app at the App Store. It's under WWSB or My Suncoast.
Well, today marks day 3 of a hearing to determine if a nursing home will lose its license. A courtroom will hear the testimonies from emergency personnel and fire rescues who responded to the nursing home where a dozen patients died after Hurricane Irma. Now, first responders testified in court yesterday about the conditions inside at the time. Nurses from a nearby hospital that rushed over to help described the scene as frantic when they arrived.
They're dropping like flies, like, hurry up, we got to get these people out of here.
The State Agency for Healthcare wants the nursing home license revoked, hoping to prove to the judge that the nursing home was negligent in that case.
A Tampa-based ambulance company will pay over $5 million for attempting to defraud Medicare as well as AmeriCare. AmeriCare Ambulance Service, billed Medicare and TRICARE for unnecessary ambulance trips. Audits and testimonies from company employees revealed they had created thousands of false reports and documents dating back to 2008. They reached a settlement yesterday with federal prosecutors in Tampa.
Well, officials in Minneapolis are taking plenty of steps to make sure that Sunday's Super Bowl is safe, including hiring explosive detection dogs to help sniff out any danger. Now, their job during Super Bowl week is to sweep the entire perimeter of the convention center where it's going to be held, both inside and outside, until the end of Super Bowl. Now, this dog named King has swept for celebrities and for presidents, even vice presidents. He often captures the attention of people who spot him. He's so popular, he actually has his own Instagram account. That's right. But his job is as serious as it comes.
If King misses something, people get hurt or worse, killed. That's why so much faith has to be put in, from my perspective, to that dog. I trust him with my life.
King's partner says the canines also help with traffic flow. Without dogs like King, they'd have to stop the event, clear the area, and have the explosive detection team come in wherever they see something suspicious.
Very important role.
They are. Very important role.
Speaking of the big game, later on this week, some fun. The leading scorer in Buffalo Bills history, also played in 2 Super Bowls, will be talking to us about how it feels to be playing the big game.
That's right. I witnessed this exchange outside in the yard, and there may be some ball throwing and some football tactics.
I might have put on a jersey and played catch with the guy.
Jersey involved in this one.
Yeah, we'll air that for you on Friday morning. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, John Scalzi's forecast and new information about the employee who sounded that false alarm earlier this month in Hawaii, causing panic. Why he thought there really was a missile coming.
And coming up a little later in the hour, banana supplies are down. What that means for you as the shopper.
And there's a peek of the very serene Rosemary District. 45 degrees outside right now, heading toward a high of 70. John Scalzi has the first alert forecast next.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now, 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we have an air temperature at, excuse me, at about 9 o'clock this morning of 50 degrees. So we're going to warm pretty quickly once the sun comes up today. And the reason for that is we're not going to have a lot of cloud cover. The winds will relax, especially during the second half of the day. And the air is dry. Dry air heats up fast and it cools off fast. We'll look at 62 degrees by the time we're at 12 noon under a full amount of sunshine. 70 degrees by 3. When the kids come home, everything looks beautiful in terms of the weather. And then this evening, 61 degrees at 7 o'clock. I think the temperatures will start to fall off a little bit more slowly as we head into tonight as compared to last night, because we're going to start moistening the atmosphere with a little bit of an easterly wind flow. Right now, dew points are low at 31. I think as we head into tonight, this evening, our dew points will probably be solidly in the 40s. 45 degrees, the air temperature right now, so it is a chilly start to the morning. Plus, we have a wind that's a little bit elevated this morning, coming in northeast at about 8, adding a little bit of a wind chill factor to the air. In fact, we have a wind chill factor that makes it feel more like it's about 41 degrees outside. So we don't have wind chill advisories or anything like that, but still, there's a little extra little bite to the air, if you will. So we're looking at the futurecast here, put it into motion at 7 o'clock this morning. Everything looks pretty good around the area. A lot of clear sky out there to watch the lunar event. Get a big bright full moon out there, and that's always beautiful, so it's good to watch that. We'll see on the Suncoast the moon setting at about 7:17 and the sun rising at about the same time, so you're not going to get much in terms of an eclipse around here just because the two events are really coinciding. But it is kind of rare to see those two events coinciding at the same time here on the west coast of Florida, an eclipse and a sunrise. So it's worth watching just to enjoy the wonders of our atmosphere and our universe. A little bit of cloud cover coming in this evening. As we head into the afternoon, it'll be blowing in on an easterly wind flow from the other coast, and that'll just aid to a lovely sunset tonight. I think we'll have a really pretty sunset with reflecting colors as we head into tomorrow morning. Clear skies and a little bit warmer, so we won't have the 40s. It'll be closer to the 50-degree mark as we head in tomorrow morning. We do have a line of showers developing by Thursday. That will be arriving on our doorstep probably on Sunday, so we'll call it a first alert weather day on Sunday just because there could be a shower or two. Northeast wind about 10 knots this afternoon, turning a little bit more easterly during the overnight, increasing the moisture and bringing us slightly warmer nighttime lows. Look for about 70 today, a little bit breezy for the first half of the day. Small craft advisories up till 10 o'clock this morning. Probably discontinued or an exercise caution statement thereafter. Over the next several days, we'll start to warm nicely into the 70s each day as we head into the weekend. We'll look for that chance of rain on Sunday to be pretty good, actually. And then everything kind of clears out. As we head into early Monday morning, we'll see the sun start to come back out again in the afternoon. Back to you guys.
All right, let's take a look at your first alert traffic out there. Things are running pretty smoothly this morning. Just a couple slowdowns right there on State Road 70 and a little one on 301. If you're heading into North Sarasota, it's not looking too bad in there. You've got usual slowdowns on University as well as Fruitville Road. We do have an accident also on 41 that is in the stages. As soon as we have more information on that, we will tell you about it. Right there, it says US 41 on the trail northbound. There's a road that's going to be closed right there near Bee Ridge Road. That's about as clear as we can make it out. And then if you're heading into South Sarasota, those roads are looking pretty smooth out there this morning. 518, that is your first alert traffic. Well, it has been nearly 2 weeks now since that false missile alarm in Hawaii sent people into a panic.
We're now learning that employee who sent the message thinking it was an emergency, he thought it was real. He didn't think it was a drill.
No, ABC's Dana Backus reports.
This is not a drill.
This was the message sent to more than 1 million people in Hawaii.
The U.S. Pacific Command has detected a missile threat to Hawaii,
warning that a ballistic missile was heading for the islands. Now the person responsible for sending it is off the job. Hawaii's emergency management initially blaming that worker for pushing the wrong button. But investigators now say the alert officer believed there was a missile heading for Hawaii.
He froze, and another employee had to take over his responsibilities.
Officials say the mistakes began during a ballistic defense drill taking place during a shift change of employees. The supervisor plays a recording over the phone which says exercise, 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 but also includes the language, "This is not a drill." Apparently 5 others listening to the drill understand it was an exercise, but investigators say the warning alert officer thinks it is real. The officer then sending a live alert, sparking panic across the island for 38 minutes before it is corrected. Officials say the reason it took so long to fix things is because the state had to follow protocol to notify leadership, make corrections to get a second message out, and contact FEMA. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
There was a Sarasota guy on vacation out there when it happened. He calls it now post-traumatic stress.
Absolutely. There were so many calls. My daughter was one of them. Her boyfriend was there at the time. He called her to say his goodbyes in a voicemail. I mean, it affected so many people around the world.
Yeah.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, and a move that is good news for companies. Instagram is now allowing business profiles to schedule their posts.
And next half hour, back live to Bradenton Beach for another look at the super blue blood moon. It happens only once in a blue moon. Look what it's done to the water, though. There's the Intercoastal, also known as Sarasota Bay. A little bluer today.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a nice bluish tint in there. It's very cool.
More news on the way.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
Join ABC7 at the all-new 2018 edition of Circus Sarasota. Ovation under the big top at Nathan Benderson Park behind the mall at UTC. Friday, February 9th through Sunday, March 4th. All opening weekend tickets are 20% off, courtesy of ABC7. To purchase your discount tickets, visit circusarts.org, the Circus Sarasota box office at the big top, or call 941-355-9805.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Welcome back. Facebook is banning ads for cryptocurrencies or digital money to help crack down on scammers. That ban includes ads for payment systems like Bitcoin. Facebook said in a blog post yesterday that promotions for those kinds of products may be deceptive and threaten security. It'll be enforced on Instagram as well.
That's right, and Apple says it is talking to government officials about the software update that slowed down some of those older phones as well. And the CEO of EasyJet is taking a pay cut in support of gender equality. Johan Lundgren joined the budget carrier back in December. He announced he's going to take a $48,000 reduction in pay to match the $994,000 salary of his predecessor. Now, EasyJet revealed late last year that it has a gender pay gap of about 52%. The company blames the imbalance on the higher salaries paid to its mostly male pilots. Only 5% of EasyJet's pilots are women, but the airline is looking to hire women for 20% of its new pilot jobs by the year 2020. And a big beverage merger is in the works between Keurig and the Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. The deal is worth nearly $19 billion and will create a beverage powerhouse covering coffee, soda, and so much more. Now, Keurig, of course, they make those brewing machines as well as a single-serve coffee and beverage cups. Now, Dr. Pepper, their Snapple brands include RC Cola, 7-Up, and now A&W Root Beer. That deal is expected to be wrapped up by June 30th. And banana prices are expected to go up soon. The reason is because of lack of supply due to extreme weather conditions. Now, the largest banana distributors in Central America are experiencing some cold weather, heavy rain, and mudslides. Those conditions have not only impacted the crop, but access to the fruit itself, and then, of course, distribution of it. Now, if this news makes you bananas, don't worry. Here are some tips from a banana expert.
They can make banana chips. They can cut them and put them on a sheet and put them in the freezer. When you buy a green or a breaking banana which got a green tip, normally you can get 2 to 3 days on it.
Now, don't expect the prices to stay high for too long, though. They'll likely peel back, Ray, once the supply increases.
Slippery puns.
That is right. I'm here all morning with those things.
I was afraid of that.
I know, me too. Instagram is now adding a feature that allows posts to be scheduled, much like Facebook, but it's not for everyone.
ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a new Instagram feature for some users.
The app has announced that businesses can now schedule their posts.
But for now, it works only for photos, not videos, and only through third-party vendors.
Harley-Davidson plans to rev up its first electric motorcycle next year. The company is planning to pour as much as $50 million into the project over the next few months.
Harley first unveiled the concept art for the Hog, named Project Livewire, in 2014. And President Trump's speech triggered 4.5 million tweets last night, the most ever for a State of the Union.
The president's statement on the national anthem was the most retweeted line of the night, followed by his comments on immigration, and then his comment on the violent MS-13 gang.
And those 4.5 million tweets did not include any for the president himself. No.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites. Brought to you by Secrets Resort.
How was your vacation?
No one's around, let me stay with you. This moment, we feel it, secret is ours.
It was great. This Valentine's Day, Zales invites you to bring the love. Shop our Valentine's Day specials now through February 14th to find a gift as brilliant and stylish as she is. Shop and save today at Zales, the Diamond Store.
We are the new Light and Fit with 0 artificial sweeteners.
0! Ooh, eye contact. Yeah, girl, 13 grams of protein. Yes! We're the new Light and Fit Greek non-fat yogurt with 0 artificial sweeteners.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
ABC 7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, why the Tampa Bay Rays have suddenly parted ways with their team doctor. We've got the latest.
I'm live at Bradenton Beach, where we're talking to experts about today's rare super blue blood moon. We have a live report on that straight ahead.
And we're learning more about plans to expand the Riverwalk in Bradenton. Those stories and much more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning to you on Wednesday, January 31st, the last day in the month already.
Yep, I just poked my head out the door. I hadn't seen the moon driving in.
Right. I didn't either. I could see it.
I went outside just now and looked at it.
You can see it from here.
Yeah, well, we've got to go around the corner of the building.
All right.
John Scalzi, that is certainly unique.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You know, anytime we get an event where you can look up in the sky and enjoy astronomy and enjoy the beauty of wonders of our atmosphere and our world, you know, why not, right? It's the second full moon of the month, and that's a rare event. And not so rare, but it's a kind of a rare event in and of itself. But certainly to have all 3 events, an eclipse and a second moon of full moon of the month, and a super moon as well, which is about 10% bigger than an average moon, all makes it kind of special, I think. So it's nice to look up and enjoy that. By the way, you've got about 2 hours left to enjoy that. Moon sets at about 7:17. We're looking at some quiet conditions across the peninsula of the state this morning. Not much in the way of any kind of cloud cover, even so it's a nice view of the big bright full moon out there. The cloud cover kind of pushed toward the other coast out into the Atlantic. We're enjoying some very pleasant conditions. 43 degrees, Mayaca City, 45, Sarasota, 42, Bradenton, 46 in Venice. The commute forecast is good. Nothing here that causes any concern. Just may want to run the heater. That's about all. All in all, a very pretty start to what'll end up being a pretty day. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, John. Our top story this morning, it is a lunar trifecta, a rare triple moon phenomenon that hasn't coincided in more than 150 years.
Let's go live to the beach, Bradenton Beach. Marla Spence is there with a guest to talk more about this unusual phenomenon. Marla?
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, it's a lunar event that we haven't seen since 1866. This morning, we're talking to experts from Bishop Planetarium. Howard Hochhalter, he's with Bishop Planetarium, and he's here to tell us all about today's rare phenomenon in the sky. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So tell us, what are we expected to see this morning? The moon is over this ocean. It's absolutely beautiful this morning. What are some folks here on the Suncoast expected to see? I know people across the world can see this phenomenon, but for those here on the Suncoast, what can they expect?
Well, you're going to see a full moon, a bright one, about 30% brighter than normal. These are things that you probably won't notice, but there are some interesting facts that are happening at the same time, which is that this is 2 full moons in a calendar month. We get a blue moon, and as a super moon, meaning that the moon is closest to the Earth, so it appears a little bit bigger and brighter. And we also have a lunar eclipse happening. And because the lunar eclipse for our observers here in Florida, it'll be happening right before the sun rises and right before the sun sets into the west. So as an observer, you get your best view from the beaches because you get an unobstructed view right down to the horizon.
Wow, that is such a rare and magnificent phenomenon that's happening. Yes. I know people across the world, they are taking a look at a live stream that NASA is streaming. But for those across the country, across the United States, what are they actually seeing this morning?
The best views will be found in the West Coast, in California. They'll have a spectacular view. For us here in Florida, as we watch the moon setting right into the western horizon as the sun comes up, for California, it'll still be nice and dark, so they get a spectacular view of the moon moving into the shadow of the Earth. transitioning from little dark slices to that typical reddish hue that you see on the moon during the total eclipse.
All right, well, thank you so much, Howard.
You're
and
very
you
welcome.
guys, like Howard was just mentioning, this will be right over this ocean. If you want to take a look at this, people are encouraged to come over to the beach. I know it feels great out here this morning.
It's getting warmer.
Yeah, and it's expected to be such a beautiful sight this morning here on the Suncoast as well as across the country for that super rare blue moon. Back to you guys.
It's a great shot out there at the water behind you. Thank you very much. If you have amazing pictures of the moon, send them to us. It's hard to get pictures, though, because the cell phones don't do it justice.
It is. It's tough to do that. There are some ways, if you look it up, I think if you Google, it tells you how to take good pictures of the moon in there. You have to do some settings to your iPhones, your Androids.
You can reach us through a number of platforms. We're also on Instagram as well under My Suncoast. And there is the super blue blood moon from New York City.
How quickly can we get up there just to see? That's a great shot.
Well, about 1,000 miles.
It's like super special, super blue blood moon today. It's only going to be visible to those on the west coast for the most part. Here on the east coast, we should get a view of it around 7 o'clock or so.
Well, peek outside your door right now. You'll see quite a bright moon. There's the traffic situation back here on Earth. Not much to speak of besides this little thing there, Lakewood Ranch on the east side of the interstate on State Road 70. Farther south, we're going to click on that accident now down between Bee Ridge and Clark and find out that Tamiami Trail northbound road closed from Warrington to Bee Ridge. That's quite a stretch right there. Northbound road. Wow, that's to be noted. So you might want to take Swift and Tuttle to get around that. Northbound, we'll continue to check on that. That'll cause problems during the morning commute. Let's check farther south now on the maps, and that's all clear at 5:36 now on your Wednesday morning. An update now on the victim of a recent shooting in Sarasota County. He is in stable condition and speaking with detectives. A man was shot Monday morning on Beneva Woods Circle. Detectives say those involved knew each other, and they are also talking to neighbors in the area to find out more about the incident.
And a Punta Gorda man is in custody this morning on multiple charges, including attempted murder. This after Charlotte County deputies responded to a domestic disturbance late on Monday night. The victim says Joshua Tanner was trying to break into her camper at the time. While on the phone with 911, she told the dispatcher that Tanner had hooked the camper to his truck and was towing her away as she was on the phone. According to sheriff's deputies, Tanner also tried to set the camper on fire before they arrived. Now, when they did, they found a ring of gasoline that was all around the camper.
Following up now on that woman's body found last week in a Longboat Key sauna. Police are now saying the 54-year-old did not die a natural death, not of natural causes, but they have yet to say what happened to her. Her body was found inside a sauna at or near the Longboat Key Club's Island Side facility. Forensic experts are meeting with the county sheriff's office to determine her exact cause of death. For more on this story and other breaking news, go to our new app. You can find it at the App Store. We are under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
A man is dead after a sand dune collapsed on him on a beach near St. Augustine. Officials say the man from Texas was found buried under several feet of sand in a hole that had been dug out parallel to the dunes and then collapsed. Now, he was taken to a hospital in critical condition. His GoFundMe site said that he was alive but not breathing on his own at this time. Local sheriff's deputies are still investigating what exactly caused that sand dune to collapse. And the Tampa Bay Rays are breaking ties with the team doctor. This comes after a video surfaced of a woman alleging inappropriate behavior by Dr. Michael Riley more than a decade ago. Now, Riley was initially suspended after the video was published back on January the 17th. The team also informed St. Pete police of the allegations. Riley has been the Rays doctor since the team formed 20 years ago. He also served as the Lightning's team doctor for almost 10 years.
Plans to expand Bradenton's Riverwalk are still moving forward. City officials shared plans last night with the public. The plans involve expanding the Riverwalk from Manatee Memorial Hospital east for about a mile. Although it's not exactly sure what will be on it, city officials say it will be family friendly.
Kimley Horn will take everything from the survey, the community conversations, and reflect it in a conceptual plan in June, which will be reviewed and discussed by the neighborhood and the city at large.
This has become the crown jewel of Bradenton. We're building it around our most important asset, which is the Manatee River. And it's right on the biggest growing asset, which is downtown.
There's another session tomorrow night on this at 6 o'clock at the United Methodist Church in downtown Bradenton. The city hopes to break ground sometime next year.
Well, if you plan to visit Heckscher Park in Venice, you can only park your car in the area now for a limited time. 4-hour parking signs have now been installed around the perimeter of the park in Venice. The purpose of the signage is to create more turnover in these parking spaces. It gives more park users some time to enjoy all the amenities that the park has to offer, like tennis and shuffleboard and racquetball and basketball. Earlier this month, the city installed those 4-hour parking signs in the parking lot for the same purpose.
Meantime, back in Manatee County, there's talk of a new stormwater fee to help prevent flooding. That tax would be added to utility bills. The Bradenton Herald reports the fee would create a bank for all stormwater projects related to old infrastructure, also improving water quality and controlling floods. Commissioners will make a detailed update on plans for a solution later this year.
Sarasota commissioners are approving funding for the sheriff's homeless outreach teams. According to reports by the Herald Tribune, the teams will allow for the hiring and training of a special unit to enforce the county's quality of life ordinance, which takes effect this March. The $500,000 fund will pay for 2 deputies, 2 mental health professionals, a sergeant, and equipment for the special unit. Now, those teams will operate in a fashion similar to the Sarasota Police Department's homeless outreach teams to reduce homelessness in Sarasota.
Yeah, Sarasota City of Police have a golf cart. They go around in the Rosemary District and talk to homeless one-on-one and try to counsel them back into their lives.
I think that's a very good program. Good that more officers are getting involved in that too.
Right, now it's the county as well. Still ahead, first alert traffic and weather, and set aside those cornflakes for this story. A closer look at germs at the gym.
I'm not watching this, but it is next in Health Smart.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You don't want to miss the annual Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. It is the largest orchid show on Florida's West Coast with thousands of blooming orchids on display and for sale. You'll also find orchid growing supplies, artwork, jewelry, accessories, and free classes. Make plans now to attend the Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. Go to vaos.org online for more details.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills, wow, stop stains, and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So it's chilly out there right now at about 45 degrees, but we'll watch those temperatures kind of rise up nicely as we head into the morning hours. By about 9 o'clock, we'll be at 50 degrees. Sun will have come up, and we'll be looking at a warming trend that'll carry us into the lunchtime hour, taking us to about 62, and we'll top it out mild today, coming in at about 70, which is about where we should be at this time of year. 72, 71, be a normal, and we're going to be at 70, so that's pretty close to it. As we head into the evening hours, we'll probably drop off to about 61 by 7 o'clock tonight. Now, the temperature should fall off a little bit slower today because we'll get a little bit more moisture in the air. Moisture retains the heat and will keep us a little bit warmer a little bit longer this overnight period. And right now, though, as I mentioned, 45 degrees. Dew point value coming in at 31, so it's dry air in place. We have a northeast wind coming in at about 8, a little bit breezy. If you factor in the breeze with the temperature, we come up with about a 41 wind chill. So it's a little nippy out there. You want to bundle those kids up in layers because I'll tell you what, they'll be able to get rid of those jackets as we head into probably about the next 5 hours or so. We are looking at a little bit of cloud cover over on the other coast. Easterly wind flow beginning to develop, picking up a few scattered showers over there. Some of that cloud cover will eventually start to work its way inland as we head into, particularly around noon, I think we'll start to see a few fair weather clouds build, especially in inland Hardy and DeSoto counties. And then as we head into the later afternoon and into the evening, a few of the clouds will be moving across our region, but no rainfall. We stay dry, we stay mild, and actually that little bit of cloud cover will just help make for a pretty nice sunset tonight, I would think. With high pressure still the dominant weather feature across most of the deep south in the Florida Peninsula, we stay dry, we stay mild, we stay nice. Now, over the weekend, we'll be watching this frontal boundary approaching. This is a snapshot for Thursday. That front by Saturday will pretty much be over us. Titan radar right now quiet. Weather highlights show that front back to the west right now, gradually advancing in this direction as high pressure kind of moves eastward, allowing our winds to establish themselves out of the east. That will bring us a slow warming trend. So cool morning, then a mild afternoon today. Warming into the weekend, then we'll watch for some Sunday showers. Those are the weather highlights for you. Watch the long-range futurecast, put it into motion, take it into Sunday, and you can see the effect of that front. Some models differ in how much rain we get, but the timing seems to be in the mid-afternoon for those scattered showers around. Nothing severe anticipated, and this is not going to be a front that packs a big wallop. Northeast wind coming in at about 10, 2 to 3 foot seas. Choppy conditions to a light chop. There is a small craft advisory up this morning. We are looking at a breezy condition through the morning hours, 70 degrees overnight tonight, closer to the 50 mark. Over the course of the next several days, we'll continue this warming trend that'll take us into the 70s. And then on Sunday, that chance of rain at about 50%, followed by clearing and some mild temperatures to start off next work week. Back to you guys.
All right, it is 5:48. Time to take a look at your first alert traffic out there in Manatee County. Let's start off. We got a little bit of a slowdown right there on 301, just south of State Road 64. If you're headed into North Sarasota, there still is an accident that is right there on 41. The road is closed from Warrington Street to Bee Ridge Road. That's a pretty big chunk of the area that's closed, so you might want to rethink that route. Again, that's 41 northbound. The road is closed from Warrington Street to Bee Ridge Road, so be on the lookout for that one. And then heading into South Sarasota, not too much going on out there. Those roads are running pretty smooth this morning, and that is your first alert traffic. And this hour is Health Smart. If you've gone to the doctor and you've tested negative for the flu, but you still feel kind of down in the dumps, you are not alone.
There's another virus going around that has similar symptoms to the flu. It's called the adenovirus, and it spreads just like the flu and other illnesses. It has similar symptoms, including coughing and congestion, but you won't have a fever or body aches if you have this virus.
The biggest thing to treat those is just kind of the tincture of time. You just got to kind of wait it out. Most of those viral infections last about 5 to 7 days. If you feel like your illness is dragging on past 7 days, then that would make me more worried that you're developing some kind of secondary illness.
And those secondary illnesses can include pneumonia or a sinus infection.
All right, so you go to the gym, you work out hoping to stay healthy, but with the flu and all those other viruses spreading so quickly right now, you could actually be putting yourself more at risk of dangerous germs if you're not careful. Health specialists say that many people don't practice good hygiene when entering and leaving the gym. He says there is a wide variety of pathogens that can be in human sweat, like the flu and strep and staph. He says many of those pathogens are found on barbells or on dumbbell handles, exercise equipment pads, and I'm guessing probably all those things on the treadmills as well, and workout mats. Ooh.
Just wash your hands as soon as you get through with your workout. Wash them even before you leave the facility so that you're not spreading germs and pathogens to your automobile, to your home, surfaces that you and your family members may commonly touch.
Now, he also suggests bringing along some disinfectant wipes along with you. Not a bad idea. He says if you have any symptoms that make you think you might be getting sick, avoid the gym altogether. Maybe take a nap. And wrap yourself in bubble wrap just to be careful. So many germs out there right now.
Another reason not to go to the gym.
Right. Take a nap instead.
That's right. We'll update the day's top local news headlines next, and
we're going to tell you why these soldiers are half naked in the snow, ladies. It's coming up right after this.
And here's a live picture of the Rosemary District, off to a chilly start in the 40s right now. Should see a high, though, of 70 later on. We'll have John Scalzi's forecast and more news on the way.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Serving part-time as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment to get an edge in the civilian world. Learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you at nationalguard.com.
Ooh, welcome back. You are looking at a beautiful shot of the super blue blood moon today, and that one is from New York City. What a gorgeous shot they've got there, right?
Yeah, peek outside your window or your door, you'll see a very bright moon out there.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. That is gorgeous out there today. All right, here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
Longboat Key police now say the woman's body, who was found last week in a sauna, did not die of natural causes. They've yet to say, though, what did happen.
Plus, the Tampa Bay Rays cut ties with their team doctor after a video surfaced of a woman alleging inappropriate behavior by the doctor more than 10 years ago. Now, he was initially suspended after that video was published back on January the 17th.
And plans are going ahead to expand the Bradenton Riverwalk. The city talked to residents last night about the plan. They want to pave another mile eastward. Another session is set for tomorrow night in Bradenton.
All right, well, soldiers in China braving 23-degree below zero Fahrenheit temps with no shirts on. Let's just absorb this for a moment. State-run, we're looking at the video.
Come on.
State-run closed-circuit TV reports it's part of cold resistance training, Ray. This is an official thing.
Oh.
The goal, you shower each other with snow to get as cold as possible. Your hair, your eyebrows, it all freezes within 2 minutes. That way you can withstand very chilly conditions. It's a very technical thing, Ray. If you want to look at that video again, I'll explain the technicalities
I
of that
don't want to see that again.
Okay, just checking.
I don't like it for a lot of reasons.
We have more videos and news. We have more on that super blood moon. It's all coming up. We've got another hour of news coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, your ABC 7.